Picture this. A 16-year-old girl sits in her bedroom in Lagos, Nigeria, scrolling through social media watching global superstars perform to sold-out crowds. She closes her eyes and whispers to herself, "I will be up there one day." Fast forward 6 years, and that same girl is standing on stages across 3 continents with millions of fans screaming her name. Her song Rush has over 200 million streams. She's Grammy nominated, she's signed to Roc Nation, and she's become the face of Afrobeats' new generation. This is the story of how Ayra Starr transformed from a dreamer in Lagos to a global phenomenon who proved that no dream is too big when you have the courage to chase it. But let me take you back to where it all began, because Ayra Starr's journey is far from the overnight success story many people think it is. Born Oyinkansola, Sarah Adaribigbe in Cotonou, Benin Republic, she moved to Lagos as a child with dreams that seemed almost impossible for someone from her background. While other kids her age were focused on school and friends, Ayra was already writing songs and posting covers on Instagram. She wasn't just singing, she was pouring her soul into every note, every lyric, every performance. Her mother worked tirelessly to support the family, and watching her sacrifice everything for her children's future became the driving force behind Ayra's determination. She knew that music wasn't just her passion, it was her way out, her way to give back to the woman who gave her everything. But here's the thing about dreams in Lagos. The music industry wasn't exactly welcoming to teenage girls with big ambitions and even bigger personalities. Ayra spent countless hours perfecting her craft, uploading covers to social media platforms, hoping anyone would notice. She covered songs by artists she admired like Tems and Tiwa Savage, but always added her own unique twist. Her voice had something different, something that made you stop scrolling and actually listen. It was raw, vulnerable, but incredibly powerful. Still, the breakthrough seemed so far away. Then came the moment that would change everything. In 2019, Don Jazzy, the legendary producer behind Maven Records, was doing what he did best, scouting for new talent on social media. He stumbled across one of Ayra's covers, and something about her voice, her presence, and her confidence made him hit that follow button. But it wasn't just the voice that caught his attention, it was the star quality that radiated through the screen. Now here's where the story gets interesting, because even after Don Jazzy noticed her, the path to success wasn't smooth. The music industry, especially in Nigeria, can be brutal for young women. Critics questioned whether she had what it takes. Some said she was too young. Others said her style was too different, too bold for the traditional Afrobeats sound. The pressure was immense, but Ayra had something that her critics underestimated: an unshakable belief in herself. When Maven Records finally signed her in 2021, many people expected her to play it safe, to follow the formula that had worked for other artists. Instead, Ayra did the exact opposite. Her debut EP, simply titled Ayra Starr, was a bold declaration of who she was as an artist. The opening track, Away, became an instant classic, but more than that, it became an anthem for every young person who had ever been underestimated. Away wasn't just a song, it was a statement. The lyrics spoke to anyone who had ever been told they weren't good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. When Ayra sang about moving away from negativity and doubt, she was speaking directly to her own experience and to millions of young people across Africa who saw themselves in her story. The song exploded across streaming platforms, and suddenly everyone wanted to know who this confident young woman was. But success brought new challenges. The spotlight can be unforgiving, especially for young women in the public eye. Every outfit choice, every social media post, every interview was scrutinized. Critics tried to put her in a box and tried to define who she should be as an artist. Some said she was too westernized. Others said she wasn't African enough. It seemed like no matter what she did, someone had something negative to say. This is where Ayra's character truly showed. Instead of letting the criticism break her, she used it as fuel. She embraced her uniqueness, her blend of Afro beats with global influences, her bold fashion choices, and her confident personality. She understood something that many artists struggle with. Authenticity resonates louder than perfection. Her fans didn't just love her music, they loved her fearlessness. The relationship between Ayra and her fans, who call themselves stars, became something beautiful to witness. These weren't just casual listeners, they were a community united by Ayra's message of self-acceptance and confidence. When haters tried to tear her down, the stars lifted her up. When she posted on social media, they flooded the comments with love and support. This wasn't manufactured fan loyalty, this was genuine connection. Then came Rush and everything changed again. Released in September 2022, Rush was supposed to be just another single from her second EP. Nobody could have predicted what happened next. The song didn't just become popular, it became a cultural phenomenon. From Lagos to London, from New York to Tokyo, people were dancing to Rush, creating TikTok videos and singing along to every word. What made Rush so special wasn't just the infectious beat or Ayra's incredible vocals, it was the attitude. The song captured something universal, the feeling of being young, confident, and unstoppable. When Ayra sang about feeling Rush, she was speaking for an entire generation of young people who refused to be held back by limitations. The song accumulated hundreds of millions of streams, and suddenly Ayra Starr wasn't just an Afrobeats artist, she was a global superstar. But here's what most people don't know about Rush. It almost didn't happen. The song was recorded during a particularly difficult period in Ayra's life, when she was dealing with intense pressure from the industry and struggling with self-doubt. The studio session that created Rush was actually Ayra's way of reclaiming her power, of reminding herself why she fell in love with music in the first place. The success of Rush opened doors that seemed impossible just months earlier. International collaborations started pouring in. Fashion brands wanted to work with her. Global media outlets were calling for interviews. But the moment that truly validated everything she had worked for came with a phone call that changed her life forever. She had been nominated for a Grammy Award. The Grammy nomination wasn't just recognition for Ayra, it was validation for Afrobeats as a genre and for every young African artist who had ever been told their music wasn't good enough for the global stage. When the nomination was announced, the stars went wild, social media exploded with celebration, and Ayra herself could barely believe it was real. In her acceptance video, she looked directly at the camera with tears in her eyes and said, "This is for everyone who believed when I didn't believe in myself." Then came the Roc Nation signing another milestone that seemed surreal even for someone whose life had become a series of incredible achievements. Roc Nation, the powerhouse label founded by Jay-Z, had signed Ayra Starr. This wasn't just about music anymore. This was about building a global empire. The same label that had worked with Beyoncé, Rihanna, and other international superstars now saw something special in the girl from Lagos. But success on this level comes with its own set of challenges. The pressure to maintain relevance, to keep creating hits, to live up to increasingly high expectations can be overwhelming. Ayra had to learn how to navigate fame while staying true to herself. She had to figure out how to be a global superstar while remaining connected to her roots in Lagos. What makes Ayra's story so compelling is how she handles this balance. She hasn't forgotten where she came from or the people who supported her when she had nothing. Her social media is filled with messages of gratitude to her fans, appreciation for her team, and love for her family. She uses her platform to uplift other young artists, especially women who are trying to break into the industry. The fashion world has also embraced Ayra in a big way. Her bold, colorful style has made her a favorite of fashion photographers and designers around the world. But this isn't just about looking good. This is about representation. When Ayra steps onto red carpets wearing pieces by African designers, she's making a statement about African creativity and excellence. She's showing young girls across the continent that they don't have to dim their light to fit into someone else's idea of success. Her influence extends beyond music and fashion. Ayra has become a role model for young women who are tired of being told to be smaller, quieter, more agreeable. She embodies confidence without apology, success without compromise. When she speaks about self-love and authenticity, young people listen because they can see that she lives these values, not just preaches them. The international collaborations have been incredible to watch. Working with artists from different continents has allowed Ayra to showcase the versatility of Afrobeats while learning from other musical traditions. Each collaboration brings something new to her sound, while maintaining the core elements that make her music distinctly hers. But perhaps the most beautiful part of Ayra's journey is how she has maintained her connection with her fans. Despite selling out venues around the world, despite Grammy nominations and signing to major international labels, she still responds to fan messages and still acknowledges the stars who have supported her from the beginning. This loyalty is rare in the music industry, and it's one of the reasons why her fan base continues to grow. The concerts are where you really see the magic happen. When thousands of people sing Rush word for word, when they scream every lyric to Away, when they cheer for new songs they've never heard before, you witness the power of authentic connection between an artist and her audience. These aren't just concerts. They're celebrations of dreams, realized of barriers broken by a young woman who dared to believe in herself. Looking at where Ayra Starr is now compared to that 16-year-old girl dreaming in her bedroom in Lagos, the transformation is remarkable. But what's even more remarkable is that this is just the beginning. The music industry is watching to see what she does next. Fashion brands are lining up to collaborate. International venues are booking her for shows. The world is waiting to see how she'll continue to evolve as an artist. So what's your favorite Ayra Starr song, and why does it resonate with you? Drop it in the comments below, because I love hearing how her music impacts different people. And here's a question for the international viewers. Which country should she visit next on her world tour? The Star's community is global, and every show brings that same incredible energy. Ayra Starr's story proves that dreams born in Lagos can indeed conquer the world stage. She's shown us that authenticity trumps conformity, that confidence is magnetic, that young women don't have to wait for permission to be great. Her journey from social media covers to Grammy nominations is proof that the right combination of talent, determination, and timing can create magic. But this is only the beginning of Ayra Starr's global story. New music is coming, international collaborations are in the works, and her influence on the next generation of artists is just starting to unfold. Don't miss what comes next, because if her journey so far has taught us anything, it's that Ayra Starr is just getting started. Subscribe now, because you won't want to miss a single moment of what promises to be an incredible ride to the top of the global music scene.